Good evening, everybody. Today's webinar is on summer schools. So let's understand what are summer schools. Summer schools provide students with educational experiences that they would not get within their normal schooling. This may encompass subjects that are not conventionally offered in schools, maybe such as law, which you would only study at university level, or give them the experience of studying in a world-class university. It may also incorporate a wider variety of excursions and field trips, which may not be possible in day-to-day education. So that some summer schools straddle the line between education and holiday. In fact, students sometimes can get credit points for attending summer schools, which can then be used when they start at university. The Chopras have been at the forefront of student recruitment for universities all over the world. Our impact extends across 4 continents, 34 countries, and 500 partners. We are very proud of our relationship with Columbia, an institution that has been at the forefront of creativity, learning, and knowledge for over 200 years. Today, we have Sharon Kim with us, who is going to talk about the summer school opportunities at Columbia. Sharon is the Director of Partnerships at Columbia University's School of Professional Studies. She holds a Master of Public Administration from Columbia School of International and Public Affairs with a concentration in finance, an MSN in teaching English to speakers of other languages from the University of Pennsylvania, and a BA in sociology from Yale University. Prior to joining Columbia, she taught and worked in various roles at the University of Pennsylvania English language programs. Before entering the international education world, Sharon worked for several years in the corporate and government sectors. Sharon, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'd like also to introduce you to my colleague, Diana Gonzalez, who is the Associate Director for Summer Sessions. Diana has been working with Columbia School of Professional Studies since 2011 and holds a master's degree in Information and Knowledge Strategy from Columbia University. She oversees all operational aspects of the summer sessions and will be a valuable resource for you. So we'd like to get started with our presentation. Welcome to Columbia. This is an aerial view of Butler Library and our main campus area. So why Columbia? We'd like to give you a little bit of background information about Columbia University for those of you who might not be familiar with it. We are a member of the Ivy League, which is the oldest private States, ranked number 4 in the United States and 10th worldwide. We're an A1 research institution with 3,700 faculty and about 29,000 students from 138 countries. So we are one of the most internationally oriented universities in the U.S. and also within the Ivy League. Diana and I work with the School of Professional Studies, and just to give you an overview of our portfolio of programs, we offer master's programs, certification programs, post-baccalaureate studies for those of you who graduated university, high school program, an American language program, visiting students for those of you who are currently matriculated in an undergraduate or graduate program, Columbia Summer, which is what we'll be focusing on during this presentation, and then online classes. So some of the benefits of studying with us at Columbia School of Professional Studies. Our area of expertise is in emerging fields, in new areas that have professional relevance. Our programs are generally a little bit more flexible in terms of scheduling. We have some students who are taking part-time classes and some who are taking full-time, some who are doing a degree while working simultaneously. It's also an opportunity for students like yourself to study at a top university in the U.S. and in New York City. One of the nice benefits of being at Columbia during the summer, which is not the case during the academic year, is that there is on-campus dormitory housing available. I'm going to pass it over now to Diana, who's going to provide an overview and some details about our program portfolio.
Thanks, Sharon. So in order to study in the summer, we have several different program categories for all types of students to come. And our most popular category is typically the visiting undergraduate student program. And this is a program for students that are currently pursuing an undergraduate degree at another school and want to come spend their summer at Columbia. We also have the same program for students that are in a graduate program at another university. We also have a category of students that already completed a bachelor's degree and they want to come to Columbia to for courses for leisure or to enrich their backgrounds. And so we have that program as well, and students can take, have options from several courses. And then we also have a more structured type of program, which is the certification programs. And we're going to go over that in more detail in a few slides. And those programs do require students to take specific courses in order to receive a certification from the university. And for high school students, we have a summer high school program. Students take courses for non-credit, they live on campus, they have activities, and they get a feel for what life is like at an American university. And then last, we have an American language program that's designed for those students that need to develop their English skills, whether it's professional or academic, and we have some intensive programs here in the summer that can help you improve those skills. Next slide, please. So during the summer, we as School Professional Studies organize the curriculum for the entire university. So students that come through our programs have access to over 400 courses in the arts and sciences. And these courses are the same courses that a Columbia University undergraduate or graduate student would be taking during the year. They're just conducted in a shorter format. So typically, most of these courses would run in 14 weeks or so, and during the summer, we have these courses in a 6-week time frame, and so students are immersed with students from different universities that are here for the summer, but also students that are currently at Columbia pursuing degrees. So it really gives you a good feel for what the Columbia experience is like and what our professors are like, and we do have the instructors that teach in the summer are sometimes even the same instructors that we have during the year, and so you will get that experience of taking, the core curriculum courses that a Columbia undergraduate would take. All those courses are open to our visiting students to take. Next slide, please. So as I explained earlier, we have a couple of different programs that you can come into at Columbia in the summer. And so our most flexible programs are our visiting programs, again, for students that are currently either undergraduates or graduates at other schools. We also have a graduate foundations program for students that want to prepare for graduate school. And we have our post-bac program for those students that have already finished their bachelor's degrees but want to take some additional education. Now, with all these programs, we don't restrict what kind of courses you want to take. So if you wanted to take a painting class and a mathematics class, that's not a problem. So as long as you are qualified to take those courses, we don't place a restriction on the types of courses that you can take together. And so for a lot of students that really have varied interests, this is usually the best option for them. Next slide, please. Now, as I said before, we also have some programs that are a little more structured and that do require you to take specific courses. And so this is a list of our certifications, and we're definitely going to go over these in more detail. And this is for students that want to have additional knowledge in a very specific field. And so we have the business certification, which will provide you a good overview of different aspects in business, critical issues in international relations, human rights, United Nations, and those 3 certificates are actually only available in the summer. And then we have the Ecology, Evolution, and Environmental Biology certification, which students can begin in the summer and finish in the fall if they wish. And then the next few slides I'll be talking to you a little bit more about each certificate and what the courses are and what the expectations are from students that are in those programs. Next slide, please. And so I'll have Sharon actually speak a little bit more about the business programs, because we do have the certification, and then we also have some additional special summer programs in business.
Hi, I'd like to talk about our business certification programs. So we have online and on-campus options available for the business certification. The business certification requires students to take 4 classes, which is 12 credits, and you can complete that in 1 semester. As an international student on an F1 visa, you would be required to complete that in 1 semester. We also have what's called the Advanced Business Certification, which is a 2-semester program where you would take 8 courses or 24 credits, and that typically takes 2 semesters. It says 2 semesters in 3 years, and that's typically for students who do not need a visa. And so through the business certification programs, you have access to courses such as marketing, finance, accounting, entrepreneurship. There's a whole menu of course options that you can choose from. You also have the opportunity, if you come during the academic year, to cross-register for school courses at the business school. But unfortunately, there aren't many of those courses available in this time. For those of you who are interested in the Advanced Business Certificate, if you complete the program successfully, you're OPT eligible, which means you would be able to work in the U.S. for a year after the program ends. This is a very popular option for those of you who are interested in either pursuing your MBA or strengthening your resume to get a job. It's really been a launch pad for many of our students to get into high-ranked MBA programs as well as land good jobs. So it looks like okay. So other business options for the summer, these are specific for undergraduate students. We have Business Edge, which is a 6-week intensive program for undergraduate students. This program is specifically designed for students who don't have any business experience but are interested in maybe either enhancing what they're doing. For example, if you are a art major and you're interested in art management and maybe want to take some business courses to enhance your undergraduate studies in art, you could take this program. It's also for students who maybe want to switch. Maybe you're an engineer and you want to switch into the business field and you haven't taken any fundamental business classes. This might be a good option for you. Many of the students who take this program are Columbia undergraduate students, American students. Option 4 is Business Plus. This program is designed specifically for students who don't quite have the language requirements for the other programs. So across the board, all of our programs require a 100 TOEFL score, which is about a 7.0 on the IELTS, and that's a Columbia-wide policy. Business Plus is designed for those students who do not have the 100 plus TOEFL. For students who have between an 85 and a 99 TOEFL, students can take a business communication course combined with one quantitative business class. And so it provides an opportunity to take a quantitative business class, be mixed in with other Columbia students, but at the same time offers a little bit of extra support with the business communication course. Option number 5 is also a very popular option. It's business practice. This is an internship program for undergraduate students in their 3rd or 4th year of university. It combines a New York internship. So basically you would choose an area that you're interested in, whether it's finance, marketing, negotiations. I believe there's a management and leadership track. And so you would take one course, and the professor for that course would also be your advisor for the internship. And so during the course, you would be debriefing your internship, and you would be doing a presentation at the end of the course reflecting on your internship. It is a full-time internship, so you would be working 40 hours a week. Many of our students get placed in a number of different industries, number of different companies. Some are large cap companies, some are smaller cap or startup companies. And so it really is a great opportunity. The application process for this program is a little different because there is an internship. There are 3 interviews that would be conducted by Skype, one with the program director, one with the internship company, and a 3rd with the placement company that helps you secure an internship. So those are the business options for summer. I'm going to turn it back to Diana, who's going to talk about some of our other summer offerings.
Thanks, Sharon. So we have some unique opportunities in our structured certification programs in the summer. And one really great opportunity is the ability to take courses at the School of Professional Studies and the School of International and Public Affairs in this combined program. And so with this program, students that usually wouldn't have the opportunity to take a course with the School of International and Public Affairs are able to take courses in the summer without any special applications or wait lists or any restrictions. Typically, these courses at Columbia in the fall and the spring terms are only limited to students that are in a master's program or PhD program at the School of International and Public Affairs. But for the summer, through our partnership with the School of International and Public Affairs, we allow students to take courses over the summer that are not in those master's or PhD programs, and we have this certification. In order to obtain the certification, students have to take 2 specific courses, so International Relations, Theory and Concepts, Comparative Foreign Policy, and then we offer a couple of electives during the summer, and you can take your choice of 2 other courses. They do have to be within International and Public Affairs, but they're not specific to the other 2 courses that are listed here. These courses are taught by folks that have been working in the field with the UN, former ambassadors, and they do bring speakers in as well from the field, so it does give students a really good sense into what it's like in the world of diplomacy and international relations. And the program can be completed in 1 summer, which would be coming to Columbia from May 23rd until August 12th. So you would be taking 2 courses in our first part of the summer and then 2 courses in the second part of the summer. Or if you are not able to come for that entire 12 weeks, you can actually do the program in 2 consecutive summers. So for example, let's say that you have plans and you can't come to Columbia until the 2nd session in July. You can take 2 courses this year and then come back next summer and take the other 2 courses for the certification. And so for a lot of students, that is an easier option because they do have, whether they have plans with their families or their school schedule won't permit them, we do have that flexibility as well. Next slide, please. The Human Rights Certification is another partnership that we have with the Institute for the Study of Human Rights. And with this particular program, again, we do require students to take 4 courses, which is 12 credits, and it can be completed in 1 summer, so May through August, or a student can come 2 consecutive summers, so 2 classes this summer, 2 classes in 2017. Students are required to take Introduction to Human Rights, International Human Rights Law, and again, we do offer several human rights electives, and you would choose 2 of those courses. This certification is designed for students who want to gain more an insight into what it's like to work in human rights in the field and the policy. And the Institute for Study of Human Rights does provide enrichment beyond just the classroom for students that are part of the program. So they do offer a short type of orientation for students in the program and just kind of get an overview of the study of human rights, what it's like to work in the field, and also to learn a little bit more about the department. And also throughout the summer, they will have speakers coming in, not just in the classes, but just as into the institute. And they typically do have some sort of a short trip, whether it's to an organization, to give students more of an insight into the field of human rights as well. And this program is only available in the summer because just like the International Relations certification, it's typically those courses are limited to students that are in the master's and PhD programs in the fall and spring semesters. So this is a really unique opportunity for students to take courses and without having to do any applications or any wait lists in order to take these classes. Next slide, please. Right. The United Nations Studies Certification is also offered in partnership with the School of International and Public Affairs. And this certification increases a student's understanding of the history, inner workings, and challenges associated with the UN's role in the world today. This certification requires also a completion of 4 courses that can be done in 1 or 2 summers, as I've explained with the other 2 programs. The 3 required courses are the United Nations and Global Security, the UN and Globalization, the United Nations and the Challenges of Peace Building, and then students can pick 1 elective international affairs course as part of their program. And again, this is a really great opportunity for students that are not in Columbia's PhD or master's programs to take courses that are typically not offered to them. And again, they have great instructors that are currently working in international affairs or have been working in international affairs, and all of these instructors make a great effort to bring in guest speakers and folks in the field so that you do get a sense of the material from more than just textbooks in the classroom and really are able to meet some folks that have some experience working in these areas. Next slide, please. All right, and so now I want to, again, I've talked about the full summer running from May through August, and so these are our specific dates for the summer. The majority of our courses run in a 6-week time frame, and so which we call Session 1 and Session 2. Session 1 runs from May 23rd through July 1st, and the application deadline for our students that require an F1 visa is April 1, so it's close, but there's still time to apply for the first summer session. Session 2 runs from July 5th through August 12th, and the application deadline for students that require an F1 visa is May 1, so you still have plenty of time to apply for that. We do have courses that run in Session X, which are courses that run the full 12 weeks, and because it starts the same, in May, the application deadline is also April 1 for students that require an F1 visa. Now, if any of you happen to go to our website, you will see a pretty long list of different sessions that we have, and these are typically just a few courses that are offered, typically in intensive languages such as Russian, Arabic, and Hindi Urdu that we can't offer in a 6-week time frame, so they're offered in these smaller time frames. But really, most of the courses that you'll see on our website are going to be offered either Session 1 or Session 2 because we hold most of our courses in a 6-week time period. And so I will hand off the presentation now to Sharon, and she will discuss the programs a bit further as well.
Thanks, Diana. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the summer high school program for those of you who are interested in the pre-college option. There are 2 sessions. As you can see, there are 3-week sessions offered from June to July and then July to August. There are 50 course options that high school students can choose from, for anything from science, engineering, math, business, arts, college preparation. There are extracurricular activities and New York excursions scheduled daily by the residents' advisors who live with the students in the dormitories. The student visa is not needed for this program. In terms of English level, the students in this program are required to have a TOEFL 90 or about a 6.5 on the IELTS. For more information about the program, you can go directly into the link, and you'll be able to find more details about courses and all the different activities. This is a picture of the original library, but which is now the president's office and administrative building. And this area is called the beach. This is what a New York beach looks like. And what happens on a nice warm day, the students come out and hang out on the beach. In terms of application checklist, there is an online application form that you'll need to fill out. There is an application fee of $80. If you use the application code that's provided on this slide, THCHOP, which is for the Chopras, you do get the application fee waived, and you won't have to pay it. You will need to submit your transcript from undergraduate or your graduate university. And if you're applying for a certification program, you'll need to also write a statement of purpose and submit a resume. All international students are required to have an F1 visa to be studying full-time at Columbia, with the exception of the high school programs. A note about international transcripts. If you attended a university where the language of instruction is not English, you will need to get your transcript officially translated by WES, which is short for World Education Services. This is if you are applying for post-baccalaureate studies or if you're applying to a certificate or certification program. If you're just applying to take courses and not a certificate, you do not need to submit WES. You can just get your transcript officially translated, but you won't need the WES process. For more details about this, please talk to your advisor at the Chopras. They also have a good sense of this process and can provide more details. F1 visa requirements, as we mentioned previously, you must be a full-time student to be eligible for an F1 student visa. During the summer sessions, if you're planning to study for 6 weeks, this means you need to take 6 credits or points. You'll notice that sometimes we use points, sometimes we use credits. They basically mean the same thing. Points is Columbia terminology for credits, and that is the equivalent to 2 courses. If you stay for the 12-week summer session, you would need to register for 12 credits or 12 points, which is about 4 courses. One thing to keep in mind is that for those of you who are studying at a university, you may have the opportunity to transfer these credits back to your university. Obviously, you would need to speak to your advisor there about that possibility. But many of the students who come and study with us do transfer their credits either back to their university or into a future program that they apply for. This is the application page where you will be asked to give an application identification code. And if you put in this code, again, the application fee of $80 will be waived. Tuition and fee estimates for 6 weeks. If you're just doing, if you're taking individual courses, the tuition is going to come out to about $10,205. This is tuition and fees, $10,205. If you're doing a certification program in the summer, the tuition is slightly higher, about $11,273. We estimate, of course, that living expenses vary depending on the individual and your lifestyle, and in New York that range can be quite large. We estimate that you should be budgeting about $4,200, including housing. If you're interested in the summer program for high school students, that 3-week program is $10,645, and that includes housing. You'll see the rates. As we mentioned previously, one of the nice things about coming in the summer is you have access to the dormitories on campus. These are the rates and the dates for dormitory housing in the summer. It's a photo of our campus, the Thinker statue I wrote down. Some Columbia resources. As a Columbia student, you have full access to the resources here. We have 22 libraries on campus that you have access to, the computers, copiers, and printers. You will be getting an official Columbia ID. Of course, you get an official Columbia transcript at the end of your studies documenting the courses that you took and your grades as well. One thing to keep in mind is that you're having an authentic university student experience here. You're not going to be siloed off with other international students and in separate courses just for international students. You are going to be fully integrated into the university experience. So taking classes with Columbia matriculated undergraduate students, other visiting students from the U.S., other visiting students internationally. And so it's a wonderful opportunity and experience academically and otherwise. There are study spaces available for you to book. Butler Library, which is in the background of the slide, is open 24 hours a day. There's a cafe in there that you can also go for your caffeine fix. You can see the full resources available through the library if you go into the link. We do have a gym, a fitness center that hosts during the school year, hosts about 6,000 people each day. It's a full gym. There are classes. There's a swimming pool. The Columbia athletic teams practice in there. In the summertime, it'll be a little bit quieter. There's also personal trainers and other resources available to you for those of you who want to stay fit. Passport to New York. So this is an initiative started by the president of the university, Lee Bollinger, and the passport is not your passport that you're using to get into the country, but it's actually your Columbia ID. And through your Columbia ID, you get free entry to 34 New York City museums, discounts at restaurants and shops and the theater. And for any of you who have been to New York, these things can be very expensive. And so it's one really nice benefit of having a Columbia ID. And many of our students really do take advantage and maximize those full benefits. That wraps up our presentation. If you have any additional questions about specific programs, I know we went over a lot of information and a lot of programs today, but if you have more detailed questions, you can feel free to contact me. You can feel free to contact Rianne Thomas at the Chopras, and we'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have about the process. So we're going to wrap it up here and open up the floor for any questions you might have.
Hi Sharon. We've got Ankit who's asking more about the engineering courses at the summer school. Sharon?
Hi.
Yeah, can
Hi.
you hear me?
Yeah, this is Diana, and I can actually I can take that question
Okay.
for the student.
Over to you then.
So during the summer, the Department of Engineering typically doesn't offer courses. Now the Department of Computer Science does offer one engineering-related course, and we do offer mathematics courses, but unfortunately, we don't offer a wide variety of engineering courses in the summer.
Okay, so there's another question from Ankit who wants to know about the computer science courses. Do we have anything about computer sciences?
Yes, so we do have a pretty good list of computer science courses that we offer in the summer, and so we have everything from the very, very basic entry level of computer science for the students that don't have any programming experience, and then we have when the things would be junior or senior level courses that are for students that have, taken 3 years, 4 years of computer science courses. We do offer those in a wide range. So, yes.
Okay. Another question from Kanika, who wants to know if there's any scholarships available for the certificate program.
Unfortunately, we don't have any scholarships available for either domestic or international students. There is a payment plan option that you can sign up for through financial services here at Columbia, which is the centralized office that handles tuition. And you would need to do that directly online. I believe there is a fee, though, for the payment plan. But it allows you to spread out or divide up the payments of the tuition rather than paying in one lump sum. I just sent the link to the list of courses for summer for those of you who wanted to see the specific computer science courses that are being offered. You should be able to go into that link and search by subject area.
We've got another question here, Sharon. It says, is there a journalism course at Columbia?
Diana, you want to take this one, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can take it. So this year we actually have 4 journalism courses, which is great, that are offered during the summer. And so, again, that link that Sharon sent to the course page, you'll see the category for journalism and media studies. So we're offering a course in video storytelling, an arts and culture journalism course, a course in photography, politics, and practice of witnessing, which is sort of going to be a combination of viewing photography and journalism. So we do have some pretty neat courses, and these are running in the 6-week time frame. So for students that are just going to be here for the 6 weeks, that is an option for you.
Okay. Uttam has a question regarding the application. He would like to know more about the application process again and the total cost of the program, as well as whether the internship is paid.
Okay, so in terms of the application process, you would need to create an ID, an application ID. You would log in, create your ID and password, and then there's a bunch of questions you need to fill out. You need to upload your transcripts, as we had talked about, and depending on whether you went to an English medium school, get it officially translated by Wes or someone else, and then the total cost for the program is going to depend on. So our tuition is charged on a per credit basis, and it's the same rate whether you're a domestic or an international student. And so the prices that we included in our presentation are assuming that you take 6 credits, which is the minimum required for a 6-week session. So if you're taking a course, maybe a science course that has a lab component, you may end up taking more than 6 credits. You might take 7 credits or 8 credits. And so the tuition would be adjusted accordingly by credit. And Diana, can you remind us of the credit rate, the per credit rate?
Sure. So for students that are in the visiting students program, the rate is $16.30 per credit. And for students that are doing one of the certifications, it's going to be $18.08 per credit.
And then the final question about whether it's a paid internship. The internships are not paid. It's valuable work experience that you're getting, but unfortunately they are not paid. And that's also part of that is a visa issue, because you would be coming on an F1 visa. You would not be allowed to be working on an F1 visa and earning income in that way. So it is seen as an unpaid internship.
Diana, do you think do you want to talk a little bit about the companies that are involved in the internship?
So I can talk a little bit about that. Maybe it would be helpful to, if you go into the program page, so you can see a list of industries and areas that the internships tend to be from. We can't give specific company names. I think, if you have a specific company, like you want an internship at Goldman Sachs or Citibank or McKinsey, this probably isn't the right option for you, because we cannot make any guarantees. It is a supply and demand. So, for those who, the company needs to first request internships from the internship placement agency, and then, the skill set needs to match up. And so I know last year, some of the companies, we had one student work in marketing for Oscar de la Rente. We had students working for like a small financial services company, like a startup fund. So yeah, it's really hard to say, specific. It's hard to give a list of specific companies, but all of the students who are in the program do get matched with an internship. But again, it might not be your dream company, but it is still very valuable work experience. And and the feedback from this program has been very positive. And I think students really see it as a value add for their resume when they're applying for jobs.
On that same note, Sharon, what do you think are the key skills and competencies these companies are looking for when they're looking for interns?
Well, I think it depends what kind of industry you're interested in. You know, for those who are looking for finance jobs, they're probably going to want to be able to see, you know, like Excel skills and, you know, basic competencies in, you know, crunching numbers, crunching a balance sheet, right, income statements. If you're, you know, looking at something in marketing, you know, they might want to see like what kind of ideas you have, or what kind of projects you've worked on, or, you know, something that's going to add value, because companies are looking at this from their perspective. Is they want, you know, an intern that's going to add value to their company. And so I think, you know, doing research on, you know, what are the, you know, the competencies of the company and what they're looking for, and then trying to align your skill set or position yourself in a way that sort of matches what the company is looking for is the way to go. You know, there are very few companies that are going to ask, like, what is your GPA? I mean, you know, that information might be on your resume, but I think the most important thing is really being able to sort of brand yourself and position yourself in a way that seems valuable to the company.
I think that's really helpful, Sharon. Thanks a lot for answering that. And with that, I think we've come to the end of the session. So thanks a lot for your time, Sharon and Diana, and I hope the attendees found the session valuable. If you'd like to close, Sharon, then you're welcome to do that now.
Great. Well, it was nice meeting you all, and I hope if you know, have interest in any of our program options, that you will feel free to reach out directly to the Chopras. They are your source of information for any of our programs or application processes. And Diana and I are looking forward to the possibility of meeting you, perhaps this summer on campus. Summer is a great time to be in New York City, and we hope that, you know, we can be part of you achieving your future academic and professional goals. So good luck to all of you, and we hope to connect with you again.